Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Module 2, Lesson 1. Today, we're going to be figuring out your niche for your e-commerce store. Okay, guys? Now that you understand, the mindset you need coming into e-com and, the foundations of it, what e-commerce is, now you guys are ready to get started, okay? That's everything we went through in Module 1. Now we're ready to get started in Module 2, and here we go. So this is how you're going to pick your niche for your e-commerce store, okay, guys? And a niche is just a specific category of people with shared identity, interests, / problems. Okay. It's just a laser focused approach, which enables you to really target a good market. Okay. So, some popular profitable niches there are currently, at least now in 2025. Beauty and personal care is great. That's the niche I'm in. Pets, anything related to pets, fashion, clothing brands are hot right now. Health and wellness, supplements, personal finance. This is more on the digital side of e-commerce, but anything related to that is doing great currently. So why niche down, right? By us determining a niche, it's really just going to help us out a ton, right? It's going to be able to, one, we can make a lot easier content because we're targeting a specific person, right? We're not trying to make super general content. We're going to target one, set of people. It's going to allow us to have higher conversion rates. We're going to build a natural community around it. Our ad costs are going to be lower because we are targeting a specific person. Oops, I just went through a couple things. So some generic versus focus examples, like when we pick our niche, right? You don't just want to do skincare, right? We want to do skincare for people with eczema. That's our exact person who we want to check out from our store, and we want to make content around that. Okay, so that is what's going to lead us to success because we're again targeting a specific person. It's too hard to go super broad. Fitness, powerlifting gear for women. Okay, super easy to make content around that. We're only going to be hitting our target market there, and anybody who goes to the website after we make videos that are specifically tailored to powerlifting gear for women are going to be, super hot leads who are actually going to want to check out. Okay, supplements for anxiety, right? You want to niche down and get focused. So your niche action plan, you want to pick something that people are passionate about, right? Do people care deeply about this, right? And my example with let me just give you guys an example, right? If we're gonna do skincare and we want all our products to be organic, people are super passionate about organic products, what they put on their face, all that stuff. So people are passionate about it. I think that's a great niche to get into. Demand. You want to make sure that there's already money being spent in the space, right? We don't want to create a new category. It's too difficult. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. So we want to make sure that someone's already doing it, but we don't want to make sure it's like too oversaturated, okay? Now, scalability. Can this niche expand with more products? You don't want to, kind of laser into a niche that's too small, right? Like if your niche wants to be, I don't know, books about business, then I think that's a good niche. You can also maybe expand into other types of books about other types of categories, right? That's something that you can do. Okay. Now you guys want to be careful of hype, okay? You don't want to pick a niche that's just trendy right now, okay? Because when you do this, these types of niches grow fast, but they have a short lifespan. We want to build something that's long term, always in demand. It might be slower to build, right? Because it's not what's trendy right now, but that's how you build a long term brand with a lot of um, brand value. Okay. So red flags of niches to consider. If there's oversaturation, you probably don't want to get into the niche, right? Like if you want to sell expensive handbags, I would say there's oversaturation there, right? There's just way too many big companies that are selling expensive handbags, and for you to kind of come into the space and killing it, I feel like might be pretty difficult, right? Low margins, kind of just do your due diligence about the margins of whatever niche you're getting into. Extremely price sensitive buyers. We never want to be the lowest price, guys, because when you're the lowest price in your space, it is just the worst way to build a brand because people don't really care about your brand, right? They care about how much they're spending with you. And when you build a brand based on price, it's never good. And to give you guys an example, right? If you go to the store and you see two sets of paper plates, two different brands, but one is $3, one is $2, you're always going to go for the $2 one, no matter how much better that $3 one is. Okay. And then it's just a race to the bottom, right? Because this $3 one is gonna be like, okay, why is mine not selling? Because somebody else is cheaper than me. So then I have to go cheaper, and it's just a race to the bottom. It's a horrible way to build a business. Also, you want to consider if the content is super hard to create, right? You want to be able to make easy content about it. And if you don't understand or like the audience, you probably shouldn't pick that niche, right? Like if you want to pick beauty and your plan is to sell makeup to women with sensitive skin, if you're a guy, that might be pretty hard, right? I don't know if that's the best niche to kind of go into, right? And my last pointer here is don't get stuck. It's a test, not a tattoo, right? We want to pick a niche and go with it. If you pick a good niche, there should be a lot of different products that we can pick in that niche, okay? You can do a ton of research. If something doesn't work in that specific niche, we could pick a different product in it. Or if you want to completely change your niche after, a few months time testing because it just doesn't work, then you can always do that, right? We want to launch fast and we're going to learn even faster. And we're going to be able to learn from our mistakes and make sure we pick maybe a better niche next time or a better product. Okay. So this is everything you need to know to pick your niche. Now, I want you guys to kind of figure out a niche you want to get into. And in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to pick a product from your niche, right? So don't get stuck on this. Maybe spend an hour or two figuring out what niche you want to get into. There's only so many, right? I showed you guys the top 5. Maybe there's, 10 others. There's not that many niches, but it's really how good you boil down into the niche and laser focus the niche, right? Also, guys, if you are doing this correctly, you're literally almost essentially picking your product with picking your niche, if that kind of makes sense, right? Because when we picked sensitive skin beauty products, like that's our product, right? Because we kind of got our niche down, laser focus the niche, and now we have the product. So don't get too stuck on this. Figure out a niche, and if you are having trouble picking a product, that's what my next videos are going to go into. Okay, so if you're having trouble really lasering focus on your niche, and you don't know like what product you're kind of going to do, then that's what the next video is going to help you with. Okay, but again, guys, good stuff for watching the whole video, and let's get on. I kind of cut out there, but let's get on to the next.